I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I'm not sleeping enough, and I look like Father Time. I kid you not. I'm feeling like I'm looking rough. I had a rough one last night. I'm just not sleeping enough. That's it. You know, and working. Anyway, I have 3 amazing peppers. I want to thank Jacob Deathridge from Deathridge Peppers. What a good dude. I've got 3 monsters here. I got a 7-pot Primo, which is, we just know is one of the great peppers. Right? And we got the most spectacular caramel Primo I've ever seen. It looks like a Primotalii. It says caramel Primo. Tell me that doesn't look like a Primotalii though. Look at that thing. Then I've got this, which is just amazing. This is a Apocalypse chocolate crossed with a 7-pot Primo. Just some wicked looking peppers. So I'm gonna eat them today, because I deserve it. All right, I'm gonna start with a 7-pot Primo. We'll go with that one first. I'm gonna take pictures of the insides of these because I just think they're gonna be very pretty. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I got a bit of a late start today. I was up writing. When I tell you I wrote for 15 and worked, edited for 15 hours yesterday, I'm not even fooling. And I'm moving things around. It's a wicked undertaking. There it is. Let me see what the inside looks like. Are you ready for this? First of all, pretty amazing cut, but look at this. That wicked looking or what? Let me take a picture of this real quick for Instagram. I didn't put up the picture yesterday from on Instagram from yesterday's peppers, but I will today. I'll put them both up. I'm gonna cut them all open right now so we can see them before I eat them. You have to bear with me here. I'm doing something. This is surgery. Wait till you see this, you guys. Talk about my cutting skills. You kidding me? I cut that thing at that teeny little tail. Oh my gosh, wait till you see this. There better be a ton of comments about how good that cut was. I shouldn't say there better be. I'd appreciate them though. Wow. The interior of this thing is absurd. So, again, will you check that out? Amazing. And then there's this one. That might be the best cut. I mean, it is. That's the best cutting job I've ever had on a pepper. The tail was so skinny and I still managed to get it. All right. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna be a rough video. Sorry, I'm just taking a few more pictures. I don't know, which one do you think is the coolest looking? I think the interior of the caramel is probably the coolest. All right, I'll get to eating now. Sorry for the delay. All right, so look, here's the interior of the Apocalypse Chocolate cross with the 7-pot Primo. Just sinister. And it smells horrific. And by that I mean terrific. I just said it wrong. All right, we'll start with the 7-pot Primo. Again, thank you, Deathridge. You're amazing. I'm Johnny Scoville. This is gonna hurt. Let's just chase the heat. Wow. Wicked hot. It was bitter and floral, so the flavor was great. It's climbing like crazy right now. Now, my eyes, I'm going through, if you just, you haven't watched me in a while, something weird's happening this season that's never happened to me before. And each season I've gone through a little bit of an evolution, whether I've talked about it or not. Every single season, something's changing in me. And now my eyes water. It hasn't yet, but my eyes have been watering lately, which I think is very strange. That's not a thing that happens to me usually. Now, we all know that Primos, 7-pot Primos, tend to assault your throat. And this was created by Choc Primo. So every single one of these peppers has a Primo in it. It's kind of exciting. Interesting that the hottest peppers in the world all have Primo in it. I think it's pretty cool. It's just a brutal attack on your throat. This is a 9 or a 10. This is a 9 and up for most chili heads. You'll have some that'll call it an 8. And you may even have some lunatics out there that'll say it's a 7, but it's a wicked hot pepper. It just is. All right, so now we're going to go to the this one, just because it's as nasty as it gets. And when you look at that cut job, I'm serious. I'm so proud of that. Look how thin that is. You know how hard that is to do? Do you have any idea how difficult that is to do? On the spot with the camera rolling, one take. That's another thing. My cutting skills over the years have gotten exceptional. The caramel Primo. Although I swear this looks like a Primotalii. Here we go. Oh. Bitter and floral, which is just, they're tasting great today. Every pot I've had so far, I would have had a huge problem with 5 years ago. Like just chewing them up, I'd have, forget swallowing it, just having them in my mouth, I would have a problem with it. But I've grown to really appreciate and love floral and bitter when they're together. Again, it's just attacking my throat. I'll tell you what though, the sides of my cheek are burning. On the inside, obviously. And my throat. They're hot ones. I'd say it's probably the same heat as the regular 7-pot Primo. But hot. No, now my tongue. Here's the thing. That's funny. Okay. typically, if you're gonna have a migratory burn where it starts in one place and goes somewhere else, it's usually starting on your tongue, and as you chew and you're swallowing your saliva, if some people spit it out, but if you're swallowing your saliva and just being a normal person, then as you swallow that, it's coated, it's got capsaicin oils in it. So it makes sense logically that as you're swallowing, it's gonna go down and it's gonna start burning you lower and lower. This all started in my throat. It went to my cheeks, and now it's moving to the front of my tongue. It's moving forward, which is a very unusual trait. It really is. It just doesn't happen too often. That might be a little hotter than the 7-pot. Now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like it's climbing pretty good. They're problem peppers. They really are, man. They're fun if you like to eat them, but if you're not a fan of these kind of peppers, they're a nightmare. By the way, I got a great box of pods from Jacob, so thank you. I also got an absurd box of pods from Clayton Hollingsworth. When I say absurd, I mean absurd. I'll make sure to protect addresses here. But in there is just a whole lot of a lot of chocolate. This is a Primotalii. This is a chocolate Primotalii. There's just a ton of them in here. So there's a bunch of amazing peppers in there. So I'm gonna thank you, Clayton. I was thinking about that last night. Tell me Clayton Hollingsworth isn't the name you'd hear on like a TV show, like a soap opera or something. Clayton Hollingsworth. It just sounds like such a great name. The first time I heard it, I was like, you're kidding. What a great name that is. All right, so here we go. Here's the Chocolate Apocalypse crossed with a 7-pot Primo. Sweet and chocolate. What? That pepper did it all. Unbelievable chocolate pepper. Apocalypse chocolate crossed with a Primo. There was a sweetness up front. First of all, to get sweetness after 3 peppers is beautiful, but a chocolate pod, sweetness, forget about it. So there's a little bit of sweetness up front. Then but that didn't last long. It was short-lived. In fact, I'll bet you most people who would eat that would never even got that. You want to taste more? Get your tolerance higher. I taste what I can taste because my tolerance is really high. So it started off with a little bit of sweetness, and that faded, and it went to floral, and then the bitter picked up at the end. That pepper had it all, and it's hot. That's the hottest one of the 3. Mean it, for real. Wow. Jacob, my man, great peppers. The burns in my throat on that one. That's a 9 or again a 9 or 10. These are all really stupid hot peppers. I mean, you gotta have your chili game on point to eat these, and you really got it. Here's the thing: you can get to the point, and you gotta believe on this. You can get to the point where you can enjoy those peppers. If you don't think I enjoy those, you're crazy. I'm not an actor. I don't play one on YouTube. Those tasted great to me, but I promise you, the average person that's put those in their mouth are not gonna have a good experience because you gotta earn it. So get your tolerance up. It's not for bravado. It's not to, who can eat the most. It has nothing to do with it. What it has to do with is I taste so much more in peppers than most people ever will. I have people tell me I'm lying when I tell them all the things I taste. If you want to taste more, raise your tolerance. Wow, my ears are burning. I'm going to get an endorphin rush. I haven't touched my guitars in a week. It's the longest I've gone without playing a guitar in a long time. I've just been so focused on this book, man. It's still going to take a while. It's not going to be a quick thing. The editing process is brutal. Like I said yesterday, it's literally line by line, sentence by sentence saying, is it necessary? Can it flow better? Can I write it differently? And you do that with, you know, over 600 pages. It's going to take a while. It took a long time to write, so it's going to take a while before it's ready. And then I got to have a heart-to-heart with Tommy. We got to sit down and discuss this because this is it's heavy duty. Anyway, Jacob Deathridge, thank you much for the peppers. I really appreciate it. Great peppers. They were super hot. If you want more flavor, raise your tolerance. If you want to learn how to do that, up here at the top, Pepperology, and on the top you'll see all the challenges. Below you'll see Deathridge in the description box. You guys believe this? I came prepared. You'll see Jacob Deathridge, his information in the description box, so check it out. My eyes started watering. This is good. See that? Now, I was sitting at like a 5 for heat, okay? Because of those 3 peppers. You know what happened? You know where the heat is now? What do you think my pain is now? Because that's what heat is, it's pain. Maybe a 1. And I mean, just like that, Did I trade one addiction for another? You betcha. A healthy one that's legal, that brings people together and doesn't isolate you. So if you have a problem, you want something, you have a substance you're trying to quit, on the bottom, one of the bottom, you're going to see the lifeboat. Please check it out. It's a lifesaver. You'll also see my son, Johnny Scoville Jr. at the bottom as well. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.